had your hair cut so your safety glasses don't get stuck in your hair?
No, just, you know what it was? I was in the barber and I'm like, love having long hair, but like 9 times out of 10, it just, like the sides just look scruffy. Like I like the top, like the back, but it's just sides that make you look like Einstein, do you know? So I was like, fuck it. I used to have a mullet for years and years, a long time ago. So I was like, can we just do like a modern mullet sort of thing? So here it is. Although I'm just got out of bed, I haven't really looked in the mirror, so this is not a true representation of myself. Maybe I can look better than this. Anyways, are we here?
Morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Today we have in a Mk6 Golf GTI timing chain job. So these chains are notoriously crap. This is the generation 1 of the engine we all know and love. This is the EA888.1. I think it's not either a 0.1 or 0.2, but either way, this is the first generation style to the Mk6 GTI, Mk6 Golf R. So they got a lot of things wrong with this engine, which they then rectified in the later generation. So timing chains being one of them, quite a weak thing. Lots and lots of revisions on the timing chains to the point where the parts just supersede. But all the kits you can get nowadays, all the non-genuine kits, OE matching kits, everything is now totally revised. So we're going to be putting on an OE matching revised chain kit, so then you can send it trouble-free. He said it's got a little bit of a rattle on startup, but I plugged it in before the job and we don't have any chain code, so it's not bad enough for the ECU to trigger it. So it's a good preventative maintenance, and we can do this on Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 and Gen 4 because they're all similar sort of thing. So yeah.
Have you seen this car before?
A new customer to us, unsure where he found us from, but here we are. Should really ask these questions, and he seems to have travelled a little bit because he was on the motorway, so he's a motorway distance away, so that could mean 15-minute or 10-minute or 2 hours, but yeah.
He said long term he's got designs having this as a track toy.
Supposedly, yeah, so it's had supposedly all the suspension's been done underneath, which I haven't even sent it up. I'm just breaking the back of this little section first before we send it up. But yeah, we'll have a good look when we get to that point and see what it's all about underneath. But for now, I'm just making room, getting the upper cover off. I'll get the spark plugs out, lay it all down neatly, but that's all the new parts on the bench with the special tools, and yeah, we'll just crack on. Laid it all out. It's all very nice. Epic. God, they're always super tight.
Satisfying noise, isn't it?
Yeah, without the special tool, you end up levering on stuff, and it's just not very nice. We'll waz the plugs out.
Not been having much luck with spark plugs recently, have we?
No, but with the amount of work this car's had, it's definitely, customers definitely put plugs in it, and yeah. I have to create a jig to hang the engine. I like to hang the engine instead of working on my hands and knees and by putting a jack under the sump, so I'd rather hang the engine. So we'll get this ready to hang and buzz all the mounts off. After a while, the spark plug sockets just decide to not work anymore. But fuel tube will always work. Everything's so hot. So now I can spin the engine over and I've got no compression because there's no plugs in it. Right, let's create a jig to hang this engine.
That's colour match, this one too.
Yeah. So you take the time now to set all this up properly, and then it's just plain sailing from here. So that'll go there like that. Happy with that. Happy with that. So I don't mind working around this if it means I don't have to spend the day on my hands and knees, whereas some people rather jack the sump up and then work on the hands and knees, which I'm just not massively into.
Oh, they actually jacking points for the engine?
Yeah, so like when you remove the engine or you're doing service work like this. Yeah, so I need to just create a bit of a rig to hook onto that now.
Gotcha.
Which, it's not bad. I've got plenty of things to do with, you know, to hang an engine up with. The usual suspects are normally, this is my favourite, if I can get this on, but I probably won't be able to. So this is my favourite, if it can go through there, which it won't be able to, it's too big. So, exhaust clamp is the probably original and the best way to do it. Oh God, out of breath. Got my safety specs on because I did the high pressure fuel line and it just goes absolutely everywhere. So hot, this engine.
Might be strong enough.
Yeah. Look at how bent it is. She's done some work to this old one. Everyone's like, ooh, they get in your way of these things, but I'm not. No, I don't think so. They're not that bad. So engine's hanging. Yeah. As I was just saying to you, I probably should just do this underneath and commit to sending the car up and down a couple of times.
And once or twice in the other world, is it?
Once, twice doesn't matter. It's just when you've got no game plan and you're up and down, and before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But no, this isn't a big enough job to be like that anyway. That's more the mindset you've got to be in when you're doing like big engine out jobs. Because if you're up and down all day, then geez, you just have no flow. I probably have to get this upper cover off like it is now. And then the rest of it is pretty much underneath anyway, so that's good. So have a look how many links? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like lines, isn't it? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the width. And then if we go to a revised chain, so it's a bit chunkier and it's a triple style.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a new revision. Same with the tensioner. The tensioner has, this is like a modern EA888.3 tensioner, and the old ones have a funky one which we'll show you when we strip it, but yeah, this is all, looks like that's still got the original bits and bobs on, which again is why people change them.
What is this bit? What we put in?
Lost a spool valve is what people call it. Spool valve, cam valve, something like that. But this is all where like the special tools come in. You know, there is special tools for them. See that there? That chain moved, didn't it, when I did that? Oh, look at the slack. Yeah, slacky. So that's your spool valve. So sometimes on the new Gen 3s, which we do a lot of, you can get like a chain rattle, which is actually not a chain rattle, it's the camshaft rattling because it's got a lack of oil pressure at the start of startup. And these are all the oil control valves regarding, you know, the camshafts and stuff. So these are actually quite good to change. So there's all like oil galleries and stuff, and then that squidges and see how the chambers move. So that's what does your variable valve timing. So if they can get blocked and they can cause the, you know, the camshafts to not get the correct amount of oil on startup, or can affect your variable valve timing, things like that. Which is why, do you know, when you're diagnosing chains on the newer ones, it's sort of a bit guessy. Especially if you have a camshaft fault, you change your cam magnet first, which is that electronic solenoid. You can then change spool valves, and then if spool valves don't work, you then put in a camshaft in it or doing a timing change. You know, it's sort of like a process of elimination, which I don't like doing. I'd rather just be like, that's the fault.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. But some jobs, unfortunately, aren't like that. So everything's so hot, Steve. So
say it one more time.
Fucking hell. So hopefully by the time we do the job, it'll be cool. So what you do when you take these off, you can check for wear on the end of the camshafts, which we have no wear. Do you know, say if there was a ridge in that, you'd be changing your camshafts, and then also you look inside the bridge here for wear. join these bits here, and that's fine, no wear. There's also gauze here, see that there, strainer, that gauze. There is a technical bulletin to remove that, so we'll do that modification. I have to double check first, but I believe the technical bulletin says remove the gauze because that can affect oil pressure again to the top of the engine because it's restricting flow. So that's another thing we should probably triple check.
While you're in there.
While you're in there, you might as well do the modification. So that's for that. Okay, so we're coming up now.
So what are you turning the engine over for?
It's to get to top dead center on cylinder 1, which is why I put that little screwdriver in it. So my little screwdriver there is a visual representation of top dead center. Could do with a bit of a longer one. So when that gets top dead center, see that there?
Yeah.
So there's a bit on the conrod where it goes like this, so you got your crankshaft circle in it, so that's the movement it's doing. So there's a bit, as it comes to TDC, there's a layover, do you know, where the conrod does that, so that's what you're aiming for on that. You insert some lovely Egyptian sexy music there, as I was doing Snake Arm. Right, so, yeah, so that is, my line marks up on the bottom, that's at top dead center. If we have a look, if we have a look here, let's move that torch. Where's my torch gone? Oh, it's here. So there's a line there, on there, and there's a line there on there, and that is it. So we'll wash that with brake cleaner for now. We'll put some marks on, and we'll send it down for a sec before we buzz the crank pulley off. We'll make some reference marks first, and then double check technical data as well, just triple check. In before the comments about me needing a proper drainer for that reason alone. Let's test fit the new one just in case any of these things like to hit. No, it seems fine, doesn't it? If we take them out the dowels and yeah, it seems fine. It does look like that will go on quite smoothly without any concern.
Do you want to show us this new revised part compared to the old one?
Yeah, so if we look here, the front of it is slightly different, which doesn't have this little dint in here. And also on the back side, we have different like oil channels. Do you know, if there's not one there, there is one here. There's not one there, there's a big one here. So it goes on, but we'll just triple check the part numbers before we go any further, because we might have to order a new one, but I think it's fine. I'm not concerned yet. I'm not concerned as of yet. So let's have a look. So that's your oil pump chain, is this bottom one, which is under no time. That's not timed at all. So we'll take that one off first. We'll use one of our little pins from the kit. I should be able to do this with my hand if I'm strong enough. There we go. Yep, and then we'll undo that. The torque's 30. Want to refrain from using power tools inside an engine like this. Just take your time and just do it all lovely. Tension is really quite far out, which is probably why it's a bit floppy. It's not too floppy, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Oil pump chain. zero wear on the guide here. We don't get an oil pump chain in the kit, so there's a tiny bit of wear, but nothing excessive, because the chain basically just, it rides along that quite peacefully. It's not detrimental. Let's see how, if this comes off. Some of them come off without having to remove the bottom. Nope. So this is one of them engines where we're going to have to strip it all and put it all back together, which is what it is. All right, shall we do the main chain? So the main chain, you pinch these two things together, push the tensioner back. Somehow, it's a bit of a pig. And then that's how the tensioner works. See that? Just about. Let's see if I can get on it with this. There is a special tool for this, which I don't have. But I should be able to. Nope. Bit tight that. Okay, let's just undo it and just get it out the way. But we can see there basically how far out that tensioner is. So we'll take a photo of that. See, the plunger's all the way out. We'll be able to compare that. Do you know the plunger there?
Yeah.
You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rolls. I think it is stretch this chain.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Cool. So it's just a spring. Just a spring tension, that's all it is. We should really Google that part number or use AI or something to see how old that revision is to the part number, and then we'll see if it's ever had a chain. But it is genuine Volkswagen, and it does say something 12, so maybe it's from 2012, which probably makes sense. Okay, so next thing I'll do is the timing guides. Only like 20 Newton meters easy, not tight at all. Same with the tensioners, only like 9 Newton meters. It's crazy, isn't it? Not very tight. No Loctite, AS4 or nothing, just bolt it in and away you go. Tight that. That is very tight. That's one way of doing it. Look how brittle it is from just being so hot over all them years. Cool, that's top chain. This is where these don't need to be on now. Skadoosh. So, all right, send it back up. We will get all the chains laid out, excuse me, and wash the whole thing down once we've got all the chains off.
What's it do for?
So this is the balance shaft chain we're doing now. So the big chain, which is this one, does from your crank to your camshafts. This little sucker here is your balance shaft, and this one's your oil pump. 3-chain engine, which is cool. You don't get the oil pump chain or the tensioner in the kit, just because they technically should never ever wear, because they're not under actual tension. They've not got a tensioner. The tensioner is a little band clamp, whereas all the rest of them. So this is what I was on about when I said about the crank falling off. before, this is one of the biggest, scariest parts of doing one of these jobs, is the fact that, actually bolt, this bit pulls off. Or it should do. See that? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, you put that on, you do all your timing, you put your tool on, you glue your cover on, you buzz the bolt off, boom, timing's out. You gotta do it all again. So that does happen. So you gotta be super careful of that. And do you know, I said I tried to get the train pump off with that in situ, and I couldn't. We have to basically now try and line up all the chains in one foul swoop. Is that an electric car?
Yeah.
Hate that. Not electric cars in general, but just I hate that, right. So big boy chain is here. Skadoosh, so that's the top chain. This is the bottom chain. Which I'm going to shove here, just so that we know. And that's the oil pump chain, which is still on the car because we can't change it. So that is the timing gear off of a engine. Now what I might do for a bit, someone walked off me everything. What I might do is lock in for half an hour and get the new kit on, and then we'll film it from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I'll clean up, lock in, and then we'll do that. I think that's probably the more sensible option. Just so then I'm not talking through a complex procedure and not missing things, you know. I want to make sure I'm in the game to some extent.
Cool. Hear from you in half an hour.
Yes, let's do it. Let's go. The flat edge, which locks into the actual gear on the car crankshaft, put my own marks, and I can put my own mark on the block. Outer chain, the big chain, I think, is timed. Balance shaft chain, timed on there. And then oil pump chain, not timed. So we put some visual references on, so then we can see what the hell we're up to. If not, it gets a bit blinding and confusing in there in a minute, as you'll see. But yeah, that is lovely. So we need that for now. We need this for now. So balance shaft stuff, chain tensioners is all in tensioner. So guides torqued, upper guide torqued, side tensioner guide torqued, tensioner torqued. It lines up there with the bright link, it lines up there with the bright link, and all the way up there, it lines up there with the bright link. So we are ready to do the camshaft chain. So we're gonna send it down and do that. And then hopefully I can chill out a bit once it's all stuck on and everything. But yeah. Yep. So it was 124 to 120 something or other. That's 123.7. So let's see what the spec was again. It's a pivot bolt. See how that tensioner just moves like that? So we bolt the tensioner in, pull the plug, and that's what it does when you're driving. Yeah. Constant spring tension to keep that tight. Cool, isn't it? So we'll send that up. Right, so I'm going to take a photo of that just so if I wake up in the middle of the night, I can go, yeah, it's sound.
Yeah, we're checking each other's work.
Yeah, so if you come here, that's the oil pump tensioner, that's how that works. See it?
Yep.
So that spring locks behind there. The chain is lovely and on the pump. I'm just going to stick my head in and double check. But apart from that, she's done. She's done. So I'm going to waz it over a couple times, build it all back up, and probably report back to you once we've completed the job tomorrow.
Rebuilt, yeah.
So that is how you do, well, it's not how you do it, it's not a how-to guide, but this is some stuff we can do here, even though people think we just do suspension.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing this car down on the ground. I think it's quite a good looking thing.
It's not bad, yeah, it's not a bad car at all. It's a pretty good one. It is a pretty good one. But yeah, I'm just going to poke my head around here in just in my own time and just have a right good look without my spectacles on. Good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. How can I not be happy? All my lines line up. Which is half the bottle.
Cool. Good morning.
Guten Morgen. Bonjour.
Day two.
Day two, how's it going? We are going well here. We're just finalising the cleanup on this Golf. We have got no lower timing cover leaks, which is the main concern because you've got to stick them on. So we've stuck that on, we've got no leaks. I had a bit of a boo-boo last night. One of the bolts snapped in the timing cover, so I had to drill that out and helicoil it and blah-de-blah. But it's done, there's no leaks, I'm thrilled. It runs. No warning lights, no fault codes. So what more can we ask for, Mr. Steve?
Do you want to tell the good folks at home what you told me this morning about when you're letting it get up to temperature and sit at idle?
So I started the car this morning, I'm letting it get up to temp. I've got a bit of temp now, it's at 90 on the coolant. I thought I'll give it a bit of a blip, maybe to like 3,000 RPM, make sure there's no funky noises, anything like that. The pops and bangs this car made, I thought the engine had blown up, and it is simply just a map. Honestly, if you have a pop and bang map on your car and I'm doing a major engine surgery and you don't tell me, there's now an additional hour's labour added to the invoice. Fucking stress.
Taking days off your life.
And a new pair of trousers. And these work pants are fit for the bin now. Honestly, that, you could imagine. Fucking hell, I turned it off. Shit. I was like, it's fine. Started it up again. Idle's mint, revved it. I was like, oh, pop and bang map, wonderful. They need to, pop and bang maps, grow up, a lot of you. Get a real sounding engine. So yeah, we're just on the build up phase now. You can see here, everything looks lovely. All nice new cover. This is the bolt we had to drill and helicoil. That's why it's got a different sort of bolt in it. These things happen when cars get old and other people have been there and butchered things, so it's secure, it's tight, the silicone's dry. We're just going to build it up now and get it out the door. Wrote a big health checklist of other things that do need doing on this car. Customer's aware of most of it, which is positive. At least he knows that there are issues with the car that need addressing. But the major one's done now because the timing chain's done. So yeah, we'll get it built up, wang these under trays back on, and we'll be with you. Where, outside?
I think outside.
Outside. Okay, let's get it all on. Right.
Room for sports.
Room for sports. Right, Golf Mk6 GTI timing chain is complete. Overall, job went smooth according to plan. It did really. There wasn't really many hiccups apart from one snap bolt. Yeah, there's no engine light, no funky things, drives well, engine sounds healthy, it's all good. So that is another job done. And if you didn't know we did jobs like this, well, now you do.
It's not all just alignments.
It's not all just alignments. Pretty much like maybe 10 to 20% of our work is alignments. Quite a bit of motorsporty bits. And then the majority is performance road cars, isn't it? Mostly. So yeah, we can do all these sorts of things on Volkswagen Audi Group, Porsche stuff. Yeah. Thanks again for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumb up, a hype, and a comment down below. If you love EA888 Gen 1s, there's probably one person in the world who loves these engines, and it's not me. It's probably not the owner because they are problematic, but Mk6 looks cool, doesn't it? So yeah, over and out. Enjoy. Oh, look at it. It's a beauty. She's a lovely.
Yeah.